Greetings Grapple fans, this is the Big OC, Dave O'Connor, and welcome to another UKPW wrap-up. We return to Falconwood on Saturday, February 19th for our first show of 2022 with UKPW Blizzard Brawl. The show kicked off in style with a trios tag match for the UKPW Tag Team Championships as the Teens with Attitude joined forces with the debuting Nino Bryant to challenge the Two Good Eggs and Harry Sefton. It's safe to say that the Two Good Eggs owed Sefton a debt of gratitude as he was instrumental in their capture of the gold last year, and it seemed only right that he would help them make their first championship defence. Although they would probably be happier if he had showed a little more sportsmanship in the match's opening minutes. But the challengers seemed unfazed, putting the champs on the back foot early with their speed and ingenuity. The Eggs fought their way back into the contest and things looked evenly matched until Sefton again seized a referee's momentary distraction to hit Bryant with a sickening low blow and rolled him up for the win. After the match, Rex and JJ were clearly upset with Harry's methods, and the end of their friendship was all but confirmed when Sefton attacked both of them from behind, clearly angered by the Egg's lack of appreciation of all of his efforts. This one is far from over. Up next, we saw the return of a familiar face as former inter-regional champion, the Trashman Marcus Broome, made his first appearance in a UKPW ring since the restart. His opponent, Jack Kent, is highly regarded, having already produced a string of impressive performances, and he was clearly eager to build upon them, asserting himself on the match from the start. The Trashman eventually found his feet, but it was all for nothing as he was caught in a sneaky pin following a big diving elbow. After the match, Broome congratulated Kent on his win and offered to shake his hand, but was met by a vicious right hook, leaving him prone on the mat as Jack Kent ranted on the microphone. Kent was seemingly putting the entire locker room on notice, especially KM Lane, who Kent claims embarrassed him at last year's Battle of the Bay. And speaking of settling scores, our next match was just Joe Lando versus the Kid Without Fear, Danny Black, for the United Kingdom Pro Wrestling Inter-Regional Championship. These close personal friends previously met at Press Start back in September, where Joe Lando would make a surprise appearance and pick up the victory. But since then, Danny Black has got his hands on some UKPW gold and now finds himself standing across the ring from Lando yet again. And of course, these two amazing talents quickly reminded us why they are regarded as two of Europe's top high flyers, trading lightning fast, unpredictable offense, much to the delight of the UKPW faithful. But in the end, the challenger fell short as Black unleashed fear itself before finishing the job with his 450 Hellbow from the top rope. Danny Black retains, but now it is 1-1 between Lando and Black. There must surely be a decider down the line. The second half kicked off hot as the debuting Samuel Hawks and Will Kaven took on the team of David Francisco and the feisty female Ava White in tag team action. David and Ava have proven to be a popular pairing in UKPW, but so far they haven't been able to pick up a win. They started brightly here with the experienced Francisco dominating from the off and pulling off a ridiculously long standing suplex which Ava was able to get in on. But the match was far from one-sided, with the two newcomers eager to showcase their abilities, and after surviving a late onslaught were able to pick up a huge win after a wild shooting star press from Samuel Hawks took Francisco out of the match before catching Ava with a cheeky roller. She was clearly upset following the bell and looked furious as she made her way to the back, leaving her partner alone in the ring. Our penultimate bout saw yet another debut as Kamille Hansen made her first UKPW appearance. But it was clearly going to be a baptism of fire as she found herself paired with none other than the UKPW Women's Championship Tournament finalist, the anti-conformist Kira Chimera. This was Kira's first appearance since losing out on the gold to Evie Madden at Straight Outta Falconwood, and she was obviously out to prove a point, pummeling Kamille from the off and dominating the entire match. Kamille had her moments and looked to be a dangerous striker, but sadly she was never able to sustain her offense for too long. And inevitably it would be the stunner spinebuster combination that would seal another dominant win for the anti-conformist. And then it was time for our main event. The Wolf of Brawl Street, Alexander Roth, defending his UKPW Championship against the one-man armory, the monstrous Bullit. This match had been brewing up since press start last September, when Bullit ambushed Roth following his match against Tommy Kyle. It transpired that Bullit was the hired gun of the then UKPW champion Dow Jones and was given the task of putting Roth out of action and keeping him away from the gold. That attack would leave Roth unable to compete at the grappler's tail and could only look on as Bullit destroyed his stand-in Just Joe Lando. And when Roth finally vanquished Dow Jones at our last show of 2021, Bullit was quick to make his presence known and laid down the gauntlet to the new champion. And with the time finally upon us, Roth did not wait to spring to the attack, immediately landing the last strike and taking the match to the bigger man in the opening seconds. The two men brawled around the building, and it briefly looked that we would have a new champion after a spell of dominance from Bullit. But Roth was able to dig deep and drag himself back into the match, and after surviving two very close calls, fired up with a Roth bottom and a Death Valley driver before finishing the job with the Dawnbreaker from the top rope. Your winner and still UKPW champion, the Wolf of Brawl Street, Alexander Roth. We are at the Northgate Ward Centre in Canterbury for UKPW You Don't Win Friends with Grappling on Saturday, April 9th. Where Alexander Roth will be defending the UKPW Championship, and UKPW Women's Champion Evie Madden will be making her first title defence against the debuting Rhea O'Reilly. And Simon Miller returns to UKPW to face former UKPW and inter-regional champion Ashmore. All this and more. Saturday, April 9th. Get your tickets now. This has been your UKPW wrap-up show. Like, share and subscribe for more content, and why not check out one of our playlists on the screen now. I've been Dave O'Connor, and we'll see you soon, Grapple fans.